After studying this chapter, you shall be able to understand basic objective behind the establishment of the Consumer Protection Councils, the Central Consumer Protection Council, its constitution, its objects, procedure of the meeting of the Central Council and recommendation of the Central Council and its monitoring, constitution, objects and procedure for meeting of the State Council, constitution, objects and procedure of the meeting of the District Council. Consumer Protection Act 1986, in short, the Act is a benevolent social legislation that lays down the rights of the consumers and provides for promotion and protection of the rights of the consumers. The first and the only act of its kind in India, it has enabled ordinary consumers to secure less expensive and often speedy redressal of their grievances by spelling out the rights and remedies of the consumers in a market so far dominated by organized manufacturers and traders of goods and providers of various types of services. The Act makes the dictum caveat emptor, buyer beware, a thing of the past. The Act mandates establishment of consumer protection councils at the centre as well as in each state and district with a view to promoting consumer awareness. The Central Council is headed by Minister in charge of the Department of Consumers Affairs in the central government and the state councils by the Minister in charge of the Consumer Affairs in the state governments. It also provides for a three-tier structure of the national and state commissions and district forums for speedy resolution of consumer disputes. To provide inexpensive, speedy and summary redressal of consumer disputes, quasi-judicial bodies have been set up in each district and state at the national level called the district forums, the State Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission and the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission respectively. At present, there are 604 district forums and 34 state commissions with the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission NCDRC at the apex. NCDRC has its office at Janpat Bhavan, A Wing, 5th floor, Janpat, New Delhi. Each district forum is headed by a person who is or has been or is eligible to be appointed as a district judge, and each state commission is headed by a person who is or has been a judge of High Court. The National Commission was constituted in the year 1988. It is headed by a sitting or retired judge of the Supreme Court of India. The National Commission is presently headed by Honorable Mr. Justice Ashok Bhan, former Judge of the Supreme Court of India, as President and has 9 members, viz. Honorable Mr. Anupam Das Gupta, Honorable Mrs. S.K. Naik, Honorable Justice Mr. R.C. Jain, Honorable Justice Mr. R.K. Bhatta, Honorable Mrs. Vinita Rai, Honorable Mr. Vinay Kumar, Honorable Mr. Suresh Chandra, Honorable Mr. Justice V.R. Kingaukar and Honorable Mr. Justice V.V. Gupta. The provisions of this Act cover good as well as services. The goods are those which are manufactured or produced and sold to consumers through wholesalers and retailers. The services are in the nature of transport, telephone, electricity, housing, banking, insurance, medical treatment, etc. A written complaint can be filed before the District Consumer Forum for pecuniary value of up to Rs 20 lakh, State Commission for up to Rs 1 crore and National Commission for value above Rs 1 crore in respect of defects in goods or deficiency in service. The service can be of any description and the illustrations given above are only indicative. However, no complaint can be filed for alleged deficiency in any service that is rendered free of charge or under a contract of personal service. The remedy under the Consumer Protection Act is an alternative in addition to that already available to the aggrieved person, consumers, by way of civil suit. In the complaint, appeal, petition submitted under the Act, a consumer is not required to pay any court fees but only a nominal fee. Consumer forum proceedings are summary in nature. The endeavour is made to grant relief to the aggrieved consumer as quickly as in the quickest possible, keeping in mind the provisions of the Act which lay down time schedule for disposal of cases. If a consumer is not satisfied by the decision of a district forum, he can appeal to the State Commission. Against the order of the State Commission, a consumer can come to the National Commission. In order to help achieve the objects of the Consumer Protection Act, the National Commission has also been conferred with the powers of administrative control over all the state commissions by calling for periodical returns regarding the institution, disposal and pendency of cases. The National Commission is empowered to issue instructions regarding: first, adoption of uniform procedure in the hearing of the matters; second, prior service of copies of documents produced by one party to the opposite parties; third, speedy grant of copies of the documents; and fourth, generally overseeing the functioning of the state commissions and the district forums to ensure that the objects and purposes of the Act are best served without interfering with their quasi-judicial freedom. Let us know the basic objective behind the establishment of Consumer Protection Councils. The basic objectives behind the establishment of the Consumer Protection Councils is to help the respective governments in adopting and reviewing policies for promoting and protecting the rights of consumers. Such Consumer Protection Councils have been established at the national, state and district levels. Let us know about the Central Consumer Protection Council. The Central Consumer Protection Council, referred to as the Central Council. The important aspects of such council are: Constitution of the Central Council, subsection 2 of section 4 provides for the following constitution. A. The minister in charge of the consumer affairs in the central government shall be its chairman. And B. Such number of other official or non-official members representing the prescribed interest. Rule 3 of the Consumer Protection Rules 1987 provides that the maximum number of members shall not exceed 150 and also specifies the composition of the council. Next is the term of the Central Council. The term of the council shall be 3 years. Next, objects of the Central Council. As per section 6 of the Act, the objects of the Central Council shall be to promote and protect the rights of consumers such as: A. The right to be protected against the marketing of goods and services which are hazardous to life and safety. B. The right to be informed about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard and price of goods and services so as to protect the consumers against unfair trade practices. C. The right to be assured wherever possible access to a variety of goods and services at competitive prices. D. The right to be heard and assured that consumers' interest will receive due consideration at the appropriate forums. E. The right to seek redressal against unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices or unscrupulous exploitation of consumers. And F. The right to consumer education. Next is the procedure of the meeting of the Central Council. As per section 5, there may be as many meetings of the Central Council as are necessary, but at least one meeting shall be held every year. Further, the Central Council shall meet at such time and place as the chairman thinks fit. The Council shall observe such procedure in regard to the transaction of its business as prescribed in Rule 4 of the Consumer Protection Rules 1987. Next is the recommendations of the Central Council and its monitoring. For the purpose of monitoring the recommendations of the Central Council, the central government may constitute a standing working group from amongst the members of the Central Council under the chairmanship of the member secretary of the Council. The standing working group shall not consist of more than 30 members and shall meet as and when considered necessary by the central government. Now, let us discuss the State Consumer Protection Council. The State Consumer Protection Council, referred to as State Councils. The important aspects of these councils are as under. Constitution of the State Council, subsection 2 of section 7 provides for the constitution of the State Council as under. A. The minister in charge of the consumer affairs in the state government shall be the chairman of the State Council. B. Such number of other officials or non-official members representing such interest may be prescribed by the state government. C. Such number of other officials or non-official members not exceeding 10 as may be nominated by the central government. Next, objects of the State Council. Objects of the State Council are same as those of the Central Council. Next, procedure for meeting of the State Council. As per subsection 3 of section 7, there will be as many meetings of the State Council as are necessary, but there shall be at least 2 meetings every year. As per subsection 4 of section 7, the State Council shall meet at such time and place as the chairman thinks fit and shall observe such procedures as may be prescribed by the state government. Let us understand the District Consumer Protection Council. The District Consumer Protection Council, referred to as District Council. The important aspects of the District Council, Constitution of the District Council. As per subsection 2 of section 8A, the Constitution of the District Council. A. The collector of the district shall be its chairman, and B. Such number of official or non-official members representing such interest as may be prescribed by the state government. Next, object of the District Council. As per section 8B of the Act, the objects of the District Council are the same as those of the Central Council. Procedure for meeting of the District Council. There will be as many meetings of the District Council as are necessary, but there shall be at least 2 meetings every year. The District Council shall meet at such time and place within the district as the chairman may think fit and shall observe such procedures in regard to the transactions of the business as may be prescribed by the state government. Let us summarize our discussion so far. The basic objectives behind the establishment of the Consumer Protection Councils is to help the respective governments in adopting and reviewing policies for promoting and protecting the rights of consumers. The term of the Central Council shall be 3 years. As per section 6 of the Act, the objects of the Central Council shall be to promote and protect the rights of consumers. As per subsection 2 of section 8A, the constitution of the District Council is explained. As per section 8B of the Act, the objects of the District Council are the same as those of the Central Council. There will be as many meetings of the District Council as are necessary, but there shall be at least 2 meetings every year. Subsection 2 of Section 7 provides for the constitution of the State Council. Objects of the State Council are same as those of the Central Council. As per subsection 3 of Section 7, there will be as many meetings of the State Council as are necessary, but there shall be at least 2 meetings every year.